When you think of the Fantastic Four, who comes to mind first? Mr. Fantastic, with his genius intellect? The Human Torch, flying through the sky in flames? The Thing, with his rocky fists and iconic catchphrase? But what if the most powerful and most underrated member of the team was SueStorm? Often known as the Invisible Woman, Sue's powers go far beyond just turning invisible. In fact, some Marvel writers and fans argue that Sue might be one of the most powerful beings in the entire Marvel universe, and the one holding the team together in more ways than one. She's not just a superhero. She's a mother, a leader, a cosmic force. And in the upcoming MCU reboot of the Fantastic Four, all eyes are on how Marvel will finally portray Sue not as a background character, but as the powerhouse she truly is. In this video, we'll explore SueStorm's origins, her evolving powers, her impact across Marvel timelines, and why she may be the secret weapon in the battle against Galactus and beyond. SueStorm first appeared in Fantastic Four, #1 in 1961, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. In the beginning, she was known as the Invisible Girl. And like many female characters of that era, she was often sidelined, underpowered, or reduced to a damsel in distress. But over time, especially through the 1980s and 90s, SueStorm underwent a dramatic evolution. Her powers expanded, her leadership became central, and her identity was redefined. She officially became the Invisible Woman, a name that reflected both maturity and strength. Sue is the emotional core of the Fantastic Four. She's married to Reed Richards, the team's leader, and is the mother of Franklin and Valeria, two of the most powerful children in the Marvel Universe. Yet she's more than just wife and mom. She's a warrior, a strategist, and a force to be reckoned with. Let's break this myth right now. SueStorm's powers are not just about going invisible. She can bend light around her to disappear completely, project force fields that can withstand nuclear-level impacts, create invisible constructs of any shape and size from weapons to barriers, crush objects or enemies by collapsing force fields inward, slice through objects using razor-thin force fields, fly by writing her own fields, survive in space using airtight shields. Her powers are derived from exposure to cosmic radiation just like the rest of the team, but she arguably gained the most versatile and dangerous abilities. Writers like Jonathan Hickman, Mark Waid, and John Byrne have all emphasized her power level, with characters like Dr. Doom and even Galactus himself acknowledging her as a true threat. In several Marvel alternate realities and timelines, SueStorm's powers go cosmic. In What If, Future Foundation, and Earth X storylines, we see versions of Sue who can shatter dimensions, tear through space-time, or even defeat godlike beings. She's often portrayed as the last one standing in apocalyptic timelines. There are stories where she defeats Namor, the Submariner, overpowers Dr. Doom, stands against Galactus, survives the death of the multiverse. In one storyline, Sue's force fields are described as stronger than adamantium, and she's able to contain energy blasts from cosmic entities. And here's the wildest part. Her true power often emerges when her family is in danger. Emotion drives her strength, and when pushed, she becomes nearly unstoppable. Beyond raw power, Sue's greatest strength may be her emotional intelligence and leadership. She keeps Reed grounded. She guides her children. She balances the fire of Johnny and the stubborn strength of Ben Grimm. Without Sue, the Fantastic Four fall apart. That's why her portrayal in the MCU is so important. The original Fantastic Four films, 2005, 2007, largely reduced Sue to a side character visually appealing but narratively sidelined. She was given a love triangle, some light action scenes, and little else. But now, in the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot set in an alternate 1960s timeline, Marvel has a chance to rewrite her story. Early reports suggest Sue is central to the team's fame. She may be pregnant with Franklin Richards. She plays a key role in defending Earth from cosmic threats. She could be responsible for ending global conflict in her universe. This isn't just Invisible Woman. This is undeniable power. If the MCU does it right, we may finally see SueStorm not as support, but as the center of the Fantastic Four. For decades, SueStorm was underestimated by her enemies, by readers, even by her own team. But today, fans are rediscovering just how powerful, complex, and essential she really is. She's a mother, a warrior, and a cosmic guardian. She can be tender and terrifying. In a universe filled with gods, mutants, and monsters, Sue stands out not just because of her powers, but because of her will. She doesn't seek the spotlight. She is the shield behind the team, the quiet force that protects the people she loves at all costs. And in the battles to come against Galactus, Kang, or even the collapse of the multiverse, she might just be the one who saves us all. So next time someone calls her just the Invisible Woman, remember this: you don't have to see power to feel it.